Hi everyone, welcome to our short feeds or videos where I will post about my blockchain research, and you will also learn more about blockchain if you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you can go to kahitsinoprogrammer.com or AR Data Technologies where my videos are regularly posted, especially regarding blockchain and software development. So I'm Alan Yang. I'm a blockchain developer and a full stack developer, especially JavaScript. Okay, so today, let's talk about how does blockchain can revolutionize the real estate industry. Some of you might know that the blockchain is a ledger, and it's one of the best technologies today that are being used to our applications. Although not yet well known compared to the traditional applications that we had today, but a lot of applications right now are shifting to a decentralized application, which is an application that is backed by blockchain. Okay, so have you ever wondered what is blockchain? If you want to learn more about what is blockchain, you can always go to my previous tutorials so we can expand more. But on a short explanation, blockchain is like a ledger, and all of your transactions will be put in a ledger when you use applications that are backed by blockchain. Comparing to traditional applications like our social media today, or the systems that you are using when you are looking for a job, all of those things are mostly being saved in a server or the database. That is why the data is always on the system and you can retrieve it once you need it. However, blockchain works the same thing but has a different process. Instead of relying on a single server, a blockchain relies on multiple nodes or multiple computers to verify the transactions and to record it up. So in this process creates more security, more reliability, and more transparency of the data. Okay? So to expand our discussion, so how does blockchain can revolutionize the real estate industry? If you apply blockchain to the real estate process, how the real estate process would change from a traditional way into a blockchain way. So let's define first. The real estate sector has a long been associated with inefficiencies, right? Such as expensive paperwork, slow transactions, lack of transparency, and you know that a lot of family members are fighting for real estate, especially when they are to inherit a lot of properties. So they are fighting to each other just to get the property, and we don't want that to happen. So blockchain has the potential to address many of these challenges and transform the way we buy, we sell, and even pass down our properties to our inheritors. Okay? So, here are some things that the blockchain might do in the real estate industry. Number one, it can enhance transparency. As I said before, that the blockchain is being verified and being recorded into multiple ledgers. Okay? So real estate transactions often involves multiple parties including buyers, sellers, agents, and legal representatives. So all of these parties needs to see all of the informations regarding the real estate. Who will be the inheritor or who will be the new owner? So those executions must be transparent to each other. And blockchain is transparent in nature because there's a lot of computer and it's verifying the transaction, and the information in the blockchain is distributed to the different kind of computers that is part of the blockchain system. It is easy for us to be transparent with the information. So those parties involved in the process of the real estate transaction can easily verify and see all the transactions, and they can rely on that information knowing that the blockchain secures the data itself. Okay? So for instance, a property title and ownership record stored on a blockchain can provide an accurate and accessible history of the property. Unlike the traditional records that we have on the paper, so all of the transactions inside the blockchain cannot be tampered. And you cannot remove it, you cannot destroy it, because it is distributed to different computers. Unlike the traditional ones, when we try to alter the data, or some hocus pocus that we can do on the record. So the reliability of the record can be done. So we cannot rely on those kinds of data. And number two is it streamlines the transaction. So in traditional real estate, we all know that it's hard to pass the data. There's a lot of process that needs to be done in passing our inheritance, for example, or our properties to other people, whatever transaction it is. As long as you pass down your properties to others, it is hard to streamline the transaction. You will need to go to certain offices, especially the government offices, and you will also need to verify everything out. You need to ask for a certificate, true copy of the title, etc. However, okay, in the blockchain system, we have what we call smart contracts. Okay? And smart contracts can handle automatic tasks. It means that once you made the payment, for example, in a certain property, okay, that ownership of that property can be automatically transferred to you without relying on other third parties. Okay? And you don't need to wait for the owner to sign up. Okay? You don't need to wait for a long time just to finish the transaction. If the blockchain system can be fully implemented in the real estate process, so automatic transfer of ownership can be made once payment is done. Okay? And of course, it's not just automatic, but it is safe because everything is being verified between the system of different computers, which is the nature of blockchain. Number three is the tokenization of real estate assets. So tokenization means you're enabling tokenization in the side of real estate, which means allowing properties to be divided into digital shares or tokens. And these tokens, if you're familiar with the crypto space, those Bitcoin, those Ethereum, so these coins can be or tokens can be traded on blockchain platforms. And it makes easier for individuals to invest in real estate without purchasing the entire property. It's like subdividing the property itself on what the user can buy. Okay? And it increased liquidity because investors can buy or sell property tokens on secondary markets, making real estate a more liquid asset. So today, it's hard to liquidize the properties because it has a lot of process. But once tokenization implemented to the blockchain, to the real estate process, so the division of the properties can be much easier to do. Okay? And the good thing is, it is global reach. It is cross-border investment. It means you can buy properties, outside your country. Okay? But of course, there's still a lot of limitations which we will talk about later. Okay? And number four is it reduces costs. Okay? Real estate transaction involves a lot of intermediaries and parties involved. Lawyers, brokers, banks, if you need to have a loan. So those things adds up on the costing fees. And it takes percentage to the real estate process. So for example, you have a property worth 500,000 in our money here. So the lawyers and the other parties have the certain percentage from that purchase. That will be their professional fee and for the other fees that it involves on the real estate process. However, smart contracts, when implemented properly, can replace the need for those services. So instead of relying on documents by lawyers, etc., for legal, so in the blockchain system, the computer automates everything up. So once the payment is done, the property is automatically will go to the new owner. So that is the power of blockchain in reducing the costs by reducing the third parties involved in the real estate process. Okay, number five is it improved property management. Because of course, if we simplify all the process, removing third parties and relying itself on technology, it becomes trustless. Trustless means even you trust the system or not, the execution of the agreement will happen because of smart contracts. Okay? So tenants and landlords can interact directly on a blockchain-based platform with smart contracts automating payments and compliance checks. So you don't need anything or anyone just to intermediate the transaction. Okay? And additionally, the transaction will be a clean property because the maintenance of history records are also clean. You can backtrack, okay, the transactions before. So who's the first owner, who's the second owner, who's the third owner. So as long as the blockchain system is revolving, so all of your data is available when you try to retrieve it. And the good thing with blockchain is it does not end as long as there are new computers being part of the blockchain system. And as there are multiple computers maintaining the blockchain system, even though some of the computers will fail, the system will still pursue because there are still computers that are working for the blockchain to work. And you will have enough time to replace those computers that you need to replace. So that is how powerful blockchain is. Okay? Next, fraud prevention. As I said, blockchain is being distributed to the different computers. And each computer has the capability to verify all of the transactions and records, making it impossible, okay, to tamper the data. So it prevents fraud, okay, which is a persistent problem in real estate, okay, because we know there's a lot of counterfeit documents, title fraud. So those are the common issues that we have today. There are some people who have been scammed because of a property. So it's not a good thing to have, okay? And blockchain is trying to solve that issue. And additionally, blockchain's cryptographic security, when we say cryptographic, all the transaction and data inside the blockchain is secured in a cryptographic system. It means it's like a combination of numbers and letters that blueprints, okay, the data of your real estate. If you want to learn more about it, you can search it up. But the main overview of the cryptographic security is ensuring the property records and transactions are tamper-proof. Okay? Verify identities of parties involved in transaction to reduce the risk of fraud. And number 7, last thing is it simplified cross-border transaction. So, as I said earlier, because blockchain is global, the computers who are maintaining the blockchain can be in the different parts of the world. It doesn't matter where countries are you from. We can buy properties when the blockchain system has been implemented globally. You can buy properties to different countries even though you are not a citizen of that country. Okay. And no one can tamper your records because it is verified by hundreds or thousands of nodes in every transaction that your real estate will have. Okay? Now, all of these advantages of blockchain, of course, cannot be fully implemented yet today because technically, the reality is there's still a lot of challenges for each adoption. So, it might be that the blockchain technology can contribute a lot on our current scenario today to improve our lives, especially in our topic today in the field of real estate. However, it's hard to fully implement this one because there are still challenges. Number 1 is regulatory hurdles. So we have different real estate laws in every jurisdictions. So making it standardization difficult. So for example, your country has a different laws to the other country, and even in your own country, in your own state, you have a different law in a different state. So it's hard to standardize everything up if the rules and the laws being implemented are different. So it's one of the major challenges that hinders the technology. And number 2 is the initial cost. Although blockchain could save a lot of money in the future, but building up the infrastructure and the system of it on the real estate process would have a high initial cost. Okay? Of course, you're building, informing people up, you're building the trust of people to the blockchain. And of course, you will have a significant investment in technology and training on it. So in the initial costing of the blockchain implementation to real estate, it can be high cost. So you need to prepare, or we need to prepare a lot of investment for that, especially for the government authorities. Okay? And number three, of course, the resistance to change. And we cannot change the fact that a lot of people are mistrusting technology. So, especially the established players in the real estate may be reluctant to disrupt the traditional process. Why? Because a lot of people will lose business. Okay, that's the reality that we can have. So when we try to implement the blockchain technology, we will remove a lot of third parties. And removing these parties would mean a loss of profit to a lot of third party businesses. So those are the things that hindrance the process of changing our real estate process into a blockchain system. However, despite their limitation, we cannot remove the fact that if fully implemented, especially globally, blockchain can really remove all of the major challenges that we are currently facing in the real estate world right now. So that is for today. So for future updates and other videos, always stay tuned on our social media pages, especially my Facebook and my LinkedIn, where I regularly post my videos, and also my YouTube channel. So I will upload all of my videos in my YouTube channel, especially in Kahit Sino Programmer YouTube channel. And also in AR Data Tech, you will also see a lot of my content creation from those channels. You can also follow me on my website, adyoung.dev, and kahitsinoprogrammer.com for my full stock tutorials. Okay, thank you so much and have a nice day, everyone.